Hi Cancer, welcome to your 12th to the 19th of February 2024. So this is going to be general guidance messages for the week ahead. If you want to book in a session, it's in the description box below or the comment section. So there is now tarot coaching for the most serious, 5 readings and a journal, amazing price. Half price love readings if you want me to look into your love life. And brand new is calls. So you book your session and then we do it on social media, Instagram, whatever. Okay, so everything is in the comments underneath the video or the description below. Let's take a look and see what we can see for you this Valentine's Day. What are we seeing for Cancers this week, please? So we do have the High Priestess with the King of Wands. If you're dealing with a fire sign as a Cancer woman, you might be doing a lot of investigation into this guy this week. The High Priestess is someone who's going to tarot readers. They're asking a lot of questions around a masculine or a love situation. It could just be that this person is not willing to invest. There's nothing wrong with going to a tarot reader and getting things clarified. Most people are just not looking for clarity though. So some people will spend all kinds of money on tarot cards and they'll spend all kinds of time with their own tarot cards. And sometimes you've got the answer, you just don't want the answer you've got. So you keep going to tarot cards in the hope it'll change, okay? Some of years, and I do this as a professional, someone will reach out and they will be ready for the answers and they will ask me and I will tell them and they'll take the advice. So I do get that this week though, some of you could be dealing with a masculine who is dealing with someone else. Okay, you could also be dealing with religious, okay, because the High Priestess can be a Middle Eastern or it can be someone who's of a different religion or culture. But I would say for you this week, just be careful with spending your whole Valentine's, your whole week, second guessing this person when it's obvious. Some of you, the truth is staring you right in the face, and it's time to just accept the truth around a feminine or a masculine. Someone just isn't interested. For the Cancer man, it could be a Virgo who's dealing with a fire sign. For the Cancer woman, it could be a fire sign who's dealing with a Virgo or a Pisces. Okay, so let's look at the energy that you're carrying. Okay, what energy is Cancer carrying this week, please? The Ten of Cups. So the energy you're carrying is you really do want the Ten of Cups. Now, for those who are in relationships, for those who are established, I do think it's going to be an amazing week. Okay, some of yous, that's what I'm getting. The Seven of Cups with the Ten of Cups is it is going to be an amazing week. The Seven of Cups can be going into the darkness, going into fantasy, trying new things, spicing things up, making your relationship stronger. So for the Cancers who are established, I think it's going to be a beautiful week. It can also be where you do so many different things that surprise your partner, or your partner could do this, okay? So, most people keep it to Valentine's and then it's over, whereas I feel like some of you might make a week of it, or they might make a week of it. This could be going on holiday, it could be eating, fucking, enjoying each other, just having fun, So yeah, some of you, it's going to be an amazing time. But for those who are feeding illusions and fantasies around the Ten of Cups, it's not going to be good. You're going to be sitting there second guessing everything, reading into everything, sitting on his social media, sitting on his social media, waiting for a message, all this stuff, okay? I feel like with this King of Pentacles reversed for the Cancer woman, especially if you're dealing with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, this person is just not interested, they're not invested. Upright, this would be someone who is committed. Reversed, they're not invested. Okay? Some of you, I think you're probably dealing with someone who's got a lot of work going on though. So the other side of the coin is maybe this person just doesn't have the time. Some of you are dealing with someone who doesn't have the resources. So this person might be jobless right now. For the Cancer man, you might be jobless right now, but there's a woman who really loves you. What's that got to do with anything? Whores want money, real women don't. Real women couldn't give a fuck what you've got. As long as you're out there and you're trying and you're giving it your best shot, those women don't care about that. Whores care about money. Real women don't. If you make an effort, if you maybe make it a card, or you buy her some cheap flowers and you show up and you write her a poem, or that's more than any gold you could give her. These girls who you see on the internet, that you can't reach them with that. But the real women, you can. So some years I think for the Cancer man, you kind of feel a bit, well, I've got nothing to offer, but that's just not true. It's a limited mindset. Maybe you don't have the material right now, but you could get creative and really show this woman how you feel about her through things that money can't buy. Okay. Um, so that was a message for someone watching this. Okay, what else are we seeing for Cancers this week, please? The Eight of Cups reversed with the Four of Swords reversed. I feel like some of you is coming back to what I said. I don't think you're making time to reflect. I do think some of you Cancers right now, you might be overdoing it. Your career, some of you are overdoing something. Could be alcohol, could be consumption or something. You're not getting enough rest. You're not getting enough. The Four of Swords is someone who takes care of the mind. It's someone who does a lot of recuperation, a lot of respite. Some of you are overdoing something. I think for the Cancer women with the Emperor, you're overdoing your focus on this masculine. Okay, I think some of you are dealing with money problems. You might, a lot of us are. At the end of the day, I had a very successful business before the pandemic and things just collapsed, and there's been a lot of injustice, and there's a lot of decent people who are having to recover themselves because they didn't sell out and fuck people. And it's going to take us some time to recover ourselves. But for those who are kind of in that, get creative. Okay, I think some of you have kind of been like really feeling paralysed. For the Cancer women and men who are kind of really struggling on the back end of the pandemic and just all that's took place, you're going to have to get creative. Okay, the Matrix wants you to think that you've got no value if you don't own this and you don't have this much money, but a lot of it is just, your value is innate. But no one wants to be, I've had a really difficult couple of years since everything collapsed, and nobody wants to be taking the kind of shit that I've talked and having no money, and just, you don't want to be in that. Especially if you go from being very successful and having a good standard of life and really working hard, and then these attacks come in and then you lose everything. It's not nice. But for the Cancers who went through that, it's time to get out your emotions and say, okay, we're going to get creative. It might take some time to rebuild, pay debts back, but you can do it. But I feel like the big message for Cancers who are worried over money or they've been through a very painful couple of years, it is time to get back up and start putting plans of action in place to get yourself into a good place again. Because Cancers can be very emotional, and I think as well, you take those kind of betrayals to heart, naturally so. But again, with the world we're living in, it is time to get tougher. I'm also getting like wanting to leave your job, but then you need the money. I think with you, there's something about getting creative this week to pay a debt back. There's something about, prioritise main debts, living cost, and then start to get some kind of plan. Some of you might need to get an extra hustle. Some of you are exhausted, because the thing with Cancers is when you get hurt, and I know this myself, your emotions go all over the place, so then you kind of struggle to function. Another one I'm getting for Cancers is that you are all over the place, and it's because your energy is going into the Emperor. So you're kind of distracted, or your energy, excuse me, or your energy is going into a masculine who's just not bothered. Okay, and this is going to lead, that's what happened to me. I met someone and it just a lot happened. When life comes for you, it's not a joke. So yeah, I feel like though it's time to stop making excuses. Nobody's coming to save us. The world is becoming full of brutes and savages. People will leave you for death. People will step all over you if it suits them. And that's just the facts. People who you literally drowned out here for will walk the fuck away the minute it doesn't suit them. There's a lot of good people in the world as well who'll step in, look after you, help you out, I've met a lot of good people over the last few years who will be friends for life, who I generally care about, and I'll never forget, and that's it. So I think with cancers, some of you are struggling with the world. You're struggling with what people are becoming, what's happened to you. But the world consists of duality. It consists of devils and sharks and nasty, and it also exists of truly, truly beautiful people. So I think with some of you cancers this week, stop licking your wounds. Be careful with your emotions. It's okay to feel betrayed. It's okay to feel hurt, but you need to get creative. Okay? Your value is in your character, who you are as a person, how much love you can give to a person, how loyal you are to a person, not in the car you drive, the house you've got, and the money in the bank. The other flip side of that coin is there's nothing wrong with owning your own house, having money in the bank, and driving a nice car. Okay? So, something about your perspective this week, like you need to get back in the game, you need to get out your emotions, you need to accept what's happened and transpired the last few months, the last couple of years, the last few years, and you need to start getting your focus into what's going to make you happy and how you can get back into a good place in your life and in yourself as a message. Okay, because you've got the page of wands reversed, so like this can be a person who doesn't even try. But that's what happens, like when you go through a heavy hit, when life really comes for you, the page of wands reversed is you lose all positivity. You just don't want to put yourself into anything because you feel like it's pointless. I think with you, you need to get inspired again, start in new journeys, start on new roads, try new things, date different people. Some of you, I think you're spending too much time in one area, so this keeps coming up really strongly. There's something about cancer is too one-sided. It's too much business or it's too much emotion. Maybe you give too much and people take too much, so now it's about, okay, you need to take a bit more and give a little less. Okay? But yeah, there's something with some of you keep going through patterns. So you're kind of creating your own disappointment. Yeah, the Two of Cups reversed. With the Seven of Cups to the Ten of Cups, you're fantasizing about this deep, lasting connection, but the person you're dealing with doesn't give a fuck. Sometimes you think people support you. They don't give a fuck. They talk out their ass. Sometimes a man will manipulate you for attention, maybe a backup plan or a woman. And I just think with cancers, you need to get smarter. Two of Cups reversed. Someone might sleep with you multiple times. They might spend time with you. It doesn't mean they care about you. It doesn't mean they want to build a lasting connection with you. So I just think with cancers, you need to look at yourself and where you're allowing past betrayals, you're allowing your own delusion to create instability and false reality. Nine of Cups reversed. If you don't want to get played, stop attending the circus. Okay, I feel like some of you are dealing with someone who's just not going to provide the emotional satisfaction. You're dealing with someone who's not going to invest, someone who's not committed to you. And you need to stop giving to this person. This can be learning to say no to people in your life as well, because with cancers, I am getting some resentment here. Maybe people constantly ask you for a place to stay. Maybe they ask you for money. And maybe you don't want to say yes. You know, sometimes if I want to ask someone, I'll say, but you can say no, and I really mean it. You know, sometimes you need help and you have to ask for help. But you also need to make sure that even if it takes a good while, the people who helped you get it back, because at the end of the day, people want to feel respected. So for cancers, some of you are taking too much and you need to balance that out. Some of you might have people you owe money to, shit might be weighing on your mind. That's why it's important to start getting a focus and a plan, so you can get your self-respect back, so you can feel good about yourself again. Some of you are in really hard times, a lot of us are, but I'm saying now's the time to start putting that plan into action. Some of you, you're in a good place financially, but you're emotionally destitute. Some of you, people keep leeching and you have to say no. I mean, you know, maybe they say, well, you've got it to give. It's like, even if I do, it doesn't mean I should have to do it when I don't want to. So I think with some of you cancers, you're going to have to learn to say no. Nine of Cups reversed is no. Okay, and then what this does is makes people have to get up and fix their life instead of being dependent on you, because you're not helping people when you're constantly aiding them. If they can just keep coming to you, they're not going to fix the shit. So for some of you cancers, it's about strong boundaries. Some of you, it's about getting out of delusion when it comes to love. Like, some of you are hoping for this 10 of cups, but you're not going to get it with this person. You fell into the same pattern, the same trap. Some of you're the person who, you've got these big ideas, you've got these big dreams, but nothing's happening. Remember what I said, like, don't judge yourself, your talent, your potential, your future based off what you've done so far. That was then, this is now. There's plenty of people who can spend a lot of their life being poor, and then they get the shit together and they can end up very rich and very successful. If you judge your present and your future off your past and what you've done so far, your future will be your past. Whereas if you say, okay, that was then, but this is now. So with cancers, it's very much about, I also feel like doing a revise about where is getting a lot of time and me energy. Where am I being neglectful? Where am I giving too much and accepting nothing back? Some of you are resentful because you've got yourself together professionally, but with Valentine's, you've got no one to spend it with, and that's what Cancer wants. Cancer wants a home. It wants good people around them. It likes to give. Cancers can be truly generous people, loving people, like truly gorgeous. But it also doesn't want to be disrespected and taken for granted, and rightly so. Just because you're a good person doesn't mean you should constantly have to be a martyr and be given and given and given to people who are abusing you. So saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a wise one. Some of you cancers, the message I'm getting is, maybe you were a creative like me. Maybe with the pandemic, you lost your job, you lost your business, shit's unraveled, it's very tough. But what I'm saying is, you're not going to get out of it in your emotions. You're going to get out of it and re-establish yourself through creativity, through writing things down, through getting a plan. And I just think as well for you, like, it's really about what matters to you. And are you putting your energy into those people? Are you putting your energy into those dreams? Are you putting your energy into those things that are going to bring those outcomes? Okay, Ace of Pentacles reversed. So again, some of yours, this is to do with money. Okay, some of yours, it's to do with a commitment you're not going to get from this person. That is a big message. For some cancers, this person who you're giving all these resources to, all this energy to, this person is not going to commit. They're using you. Stop letting people use you. Some of you, you're on your ass, you're feeling unstable, things are all over the place. It's time to face your emotional destitution, your financial destitution, and you're going to do it by getting in the present and by getting a plan. So this is long-winded, but there's a message there, and if you truly listen, it will really, really change your life. If you want the tarot coaching, 5 readings and a journal, it's on half price. You can book a call with me if you want to speak to me. A lot of people are loving that right now. Love readings are also half price, and you can join the membership. Everything is below the video. I'll speak to you soon.